time. Why is this happening? Why is this happening that Job is in this kind of state of confusion? And why is this happening that his friends are coming and saying, you must have done something wicked, and they're not understanding that this happens to men? Is because it hadn't happened to men yet. You understand? It's the same reason people were tripping when Noah built the ark, right? It hasn't rained. It never rained. A dew came up from the earth and watered the earth. You understand? You telling me water is going to fall from the sky, which never happened before, and so much that it's going to flood the whole earth, and all those wicked people is going to die. Okay, I'll see you later, Noah. You know what I mean? Keep tripping. You know what I mean? It's the same kind of thing. So when you get to Job, no, a man hadn't been tempted by Satan to switch up on the Most High. See that? Job is the first one this is going through. So y'all got to put yourself in that mind state. Where you at?
This is Job chapter 10 and verse 6. That thou inquirest after mine iniquities and searchest after my sin. Thou knowest that I am not wicked, and there is none that can deliver out of thine hand. Thine hands have made me and fashioned me together round about, yet thou doest destroy me.
Right, see? So he's basically now talking to the Most High. See that? All you know, you got to think about it. If you don't have this pattern to go by, right? If you don't got this I can look at David and see what he did in this situation, or I can look at Abraham and see what he did in this situation. If you don't got that, right? If you don't got that to look at, all you're thinking of is, well, I got to go to the Most High about this. If you're righteous, if you're wicked, this is a really great temptation because you're like, okay, this never happened before. Most High must have forgot about me. Let me just curse the Most High and die. You see that? Because you don't have no book to look at and find out what you should do in this situation. You understand? The book is being written about how you react to this situation. Y'all see that? That's like you getting all the parts of a TV to put there. You got to put it together yourself with no instructions. You got to go up the best way that makes sense to you. The best thing that made sense to Job was, instead of cursing the Most High and die, I'm going to the Most High. You understand? I'm going to ask, why are you doing this to me? What happened? What did I do? Y'all see that?
Come.
Go ahead.
This is Job chapter 10, verse 9. Remember, I beseech thee that thou made me as the clay, and wilt thou bring me into dust again? Hast thou not poured me out as milk and curdled me like cheese? Thou hast clothed me with skin and flesh, and hast fenced me with bones and sinews.
Right, he's reminding the Most High, look at all the work you went through to make me. Why are you doing this to me? You know what I mean? How are you going to do all this work and forget about me? You see that? Go ahead.
Verse 12. Thou hast granted me life and favor, and thy visitation hath preserved my spirit. And these things hast thou hid in thy heart, and I know that this is with thee. If I sin, then thou makest me, and thou wilt not acquit me from mine iniquity.
Right, so he's like, if I sin, then you would punish me. I get that. See that? But I ain't do nothing. So why are you punishing me? Why are you whooping me before I did something? See that? Go ahead.
If I be wicked, woe unto me. And if I be righteous, yet will I not lift up my head? I am full of confusion. Therefore, see thou mine affliction.
Right, so he's like, listen, so because of this, because I didn't do nothing, please look at me and fix what's going on. All right? Read.
For it increaseth. Thou huntest me as a fierce lion, and against thou shewest thyself marvelous upon me. Thou renewest thy witness against me, and increase thine indignation upon me. Changes and war are against me. Verse 18. Wherefore then hast thou brought me forth out of the womb? Oh, that I had given up the ghost, and no eye had seen me.
Right, so he's like, why did you even let me be born if you was going to do all this to me? See that? I wish I would have just been stillborn. You should just let me die as a baby, and I have to raise kids, have a wife, and then take it all away. See that? Go ahead. This is how we go through our troubles every day, right? We start going through something. It's like, why? Why am I even alive? Right? Well, Job's showing you how to, when you get to that point, what you're supposed to do. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 19. I should have been as though I had not been. I should have been carried from the womb to the grave. Are not my days few? Cease then, and let me alone, that I may take comfort a little. Before I go, whence I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death. A land of darkness as darkness itself, and of the shadow of death, without any order, and where the light is as darkness.
Right, see, he's letting you know what hell is like. Our people knew all things back then. You understand? So he's telling you the exact description of hell. There's darkness, there's no light at all. You understand? Go ahead.
That's a 10.
Huh?
That's 10.
What do you mean?
That was a last verse. 10.
Oh, okay. All right. So now we're going to, what's that?
So he's not talking about the grave.
Now read it again.
Well,
We're going to go back up to verse 19. I should have been as though I had not been. I should have been carried from the womb to the grave.
See, I should have been carried from the womb to the grave. Go ahead.
Verse 20. Are not my days few? Cease then, and let me alone, that I might take comfort a little.
Go ahead.
Before I go whence, I shall not return.
Right, see, before I go where I won't return. Now, when you die, you return. You're reincarnated. See what I'm saying? You come back as a spirit later on. But he said, before I go where I won't return. You don't return from hell.
so he knows, does he know he's going to, or he just like using that as an example?
He's saying, he's like taking it to the extreme. Like, what the hell are you making me for? Why didn't you just let me be a baby and just throw me in hell? Why did you make me go through all this? You understand? Like, what's the point of me being here? You could just cut out the middleman. You could just put me right in hell if you're going to make me do it like this, live like this.
Okay.
Y'all see that? Go ahead.
Before verse 20. Are not my days few? Cease then, and let me alone, that I may take comfort a little. Before I go whence, I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death.
See that? Even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death. Y'all see that? That's what hell is about. All right? Read on.
A land of darkness as darkness itself, and
Right.
of the shadow of death.
Y'all see that? Go ahead.
Without any order, and where the light is as darkness.
See that? Where there's no order, the brightest thing there is darkness. Go ahead. Right. All right. So when you read on, you're going to see he basically starts to describe hell. All right. So we're going to do chapter 13. Where's Lachman? Let's go.
That's one.
Okay. We'll have Tommy. All right. Come on up and read. Well, for those, you know, it's 3 o'clock. We're going to be doing street speaking downtown over on 2016 Main Street, right by the Greyhound bus station. So any of y'all that want to come, y'all welcome to join us and partake in that. But we're going to be doing that street speaking and getting the word out to them, unless y'all got any other questions. All right, if y'all got questions on anything, including the same chapter or whatever, then just let me know. We'll deal with those. But we're gonna hit the street speaking downtown.
Could you just like right off the top of your head, just kind of like maybe some scripture that I could read that show me, tell me that Adam and Eve wasn't the first people on the face of the earth?
Oh yeah. Are you able to get to our videos? Have you watched our videos? Nah.
I never watched any of it.
Yeah, we just went through this last night, but let's go back there. Let's go back to Genesis chapter 1. Get that scripture in Psalms about the dust. So we're going to Genesis chapter 1. Yeah. Genesis chapter 1, verse 20.
Verse 20?
Yeah. And like I said, we went over this last night for those of y'all that are catching up with us viewing.
This is just something I wanted to like study at home and something like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you read Genesis chapter 1. We're going to read, you read verse 20 down to verse 26.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to let him read that. And you got that one in Psalms?
Yes, sir.
Where's that?
It's Psalms 103 and 14.
Psalm chapter 103, verse 14 is going to show you that we're all dust. Remember, it says he pulled Adam from the dust of the earth?
103, verse 13?
Verse 14.
Okay.
In 104, 29.
What's that? Yeah, chapter 104, verse 29 in Psalms. Psalm chapter 104, verse 29 is also going to show you that we are all human beings were counted as dust. All right. So what he did on the 5th day, he made every moving creature, including man. Right. The churches have taught you that you were made on the 6th day, but mankind, when you read Genesis chapter 1, verse 20 on down, mankind was created on the 5th day. Human beings. But they were like the beasts of the earth. They were just created without wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right? And that's from Psalms chapter 49, verse 12. And verse 20. So you can go to that scripture to prove that, we were all just like walking around like beasts. We didn't have the law, statutes, and commandments yet. It was just people. You understand? Created just like the beasts of the earth. So they see a woman, they grunt at her, they jump on her, and they make babies. Be fruitful and multiply. All right? That's what you would think of like Neanderthal type of people. You know what I mean? Flintstones. You know what I mean? But he made all mankind. They started as dark races. All right? Then you go back to Genesis and you read verse 26. Right? Read that real quick.
Genesis chapter 1, verse 20. Chapter 1, verse 20. 26. And the Most High said, let us make man in our image.
Right. This was still going on the 5th day. All right.
So what do you mean when you say our image? I mean, was it the way it looked or the way you think?
Yeah, in everything. This is now telling you. He said, "Let us make man in our image. Let him look like us. He's gonna have 2 arms, 2 legs, a penis. He's gonna have a head. He's gonna have woolly hair. He's gonna be dark skinned." You see that?
So, when you say let us,
he's talking. That was the Most High ordering Christ.
Oh, so Christ was around.
Christ was the one that created all things, but the Most High told him to do it. Go to St. John chapter 1. St. John chapter 1, verse 3.
St. John chapter 1, verse 3.
Get that one in Galatians and Colossians.
Colossians 1:15.
There you go.
St. John chapter 1, verse 3. All things were made by him.
Right. Now, when you start at verse 1, you find out they talk about Christ, right? In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, right? And then it said,
and without him was not anything made that was made.
See that? All things were created by Christ, and without him was not anything made that was made. Now go to, was it Galatians?
Colossians
1:15. And you can write this down. This proves that Christ created everything you see.
Colossians chapter 1:15. Who is the image of the invisible God?
See that? You don't see the Most High, but he's the image that you would see. That's why he told the brother, he said, if you have seen me, you have seen the Father. All right? So he's the image of what God would look like. Go ahead.
The firstborn of every creature.
Continue. Yeah.
For by him were all things created.
Right. For by him, the one that's the image of God, but not God himself, by him were all things created. Go ahead.
That are in the heaven.
That are in the heavens. Go ahead. Like talking about the planets, the stars, the moon, the sun, everything like that. Not talking about heaven like where the Most High was. The Most High created all that. But talk about that. What you look up and see in the sky, Christ created all that. All right. Go ahead.
And they are in earth.
And everything you see in the earth. All right. The leviathan, the whales, the fishes, the snails, the worms, everything. Christ created those things. All right. Go ahead.
Visible and invisible.
Visible and invisible. He created all the way down to the atoms. You understand? That's why when he came and he said, "Peace be still," to the elements, all the wind and the waves stopped. Because that's the same voice that created them. Y'all see that? Where you at?
First Colossians chapter 1, verse 16.
All right, that was it on 15?
That was it on 15, but it's more than 16.
Read on.
Whether they be thrones or dominions, or principalities, or powers, all things were created by him and for him.
See that? All things were created by him and for him. The original Fubu, right? He made everything by himself, and he made it for himself, that he could take pleasure in it, and that he could present it to his Father and say, "Look what I made." We're his own little arts and crafts. All right? We're his show and tell. He made us to present to the Father and say, "Look at this that I made." So you can have, and all these people gonna worship you. See that? That's why when the flood came, it was like, okay, y'all stop doing what I made you for. You stop worshiping the Most High. I gotta kill all of them. Oh wait, there's one and his family doing it. Keep them alive. Y'all see that? Yeah. Christ was like, I gotta do you like an Etch-a-Sketch board, man. I gotta shake y'all loose. All right, where you at?
I'm in Colossians chapter 1, verse 16.
Right, so those will show you right there that Christ is the one that created all things. So when it says, and God said, "Let us make man in our image," the Most High was talking to Christ and make man in our image, make him look like us, make him look like you. Remember, Christ is the image of the Most High, right? So he said, make him look like you. So the first man was a black man with woolly hair and dark skin. You understand?
Yeah.
All right. Then it goes back and tells you he's made from the dust of the earth. Well, what color is the dust of the earth? See that? And then if you take that deeply, a little deeper, you find out the dust of the earth. And that Psalms is talking about all mankind. So he pulled Adam from among all the people. And just like I told the sister last night, you got to think, if, you know what, let's do this. Jump down to right before chapter 2.
Chapter 2, Colossians?
Yeah, you got to think, why, no, in Genesis chapter 1. If he was the only person on earth, why would he say this in Genesis chapter 1? Here, real quick. Let's see.
28?
No. Oh, sorry, chapter 2, right before you get to chapter 3. Start at 23, yeah, 2 verse 23.
Genesis chapter 2, verse 23. And Adam said, "This is now bone of my bone."
Right, now this is what he got with Eve, right? He said, "This is now bone of my bone," read.
"Flesh of my flesh."
Flesh of my flesh, go ahead.
"She shall be called woman."
Go ahead.
"Because she was taken out of man."
Right, she was taken out of what man? She was taken from amongst mankind. You understand? They try to tell you because he popped the rib out of it and formed that into a woman. But she was taken out of mankind. How do you know? Read on.
"Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother."
What?
And shall...
Adam was the first human being on the planet. right? Eve was the first human being on the planet. How am I leaving a father and a mother? Who's that? What does he know about father and mother and leaving his father and mother to be with his wife when he's the only man on the planet?
Yeah, I wondered about it.
See, he had a father and mother. He was just taken from amongst them and breathed into him the breath of life, which is wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right? And that's what you read in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 7, verse 22. And then you jump down to verse 26 in your Apocrypha. All right, so when you read that, when you go to Genesis chapter 2, and it says that he breathed into him the breath of life, he breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. Where's your nostrils located? In what location on your body? What do you call that? Your head, right? So he breathed into his head the breath of life. He put it into his head wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Before Adam, nobody was walking around with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. They was just beasts. They was making babies and doing whatever beasts do. They made themselves little cities and comfort zones and places to eat and sleep and do all that. They made themselves little caves and cities and all that. But they weren't dwelling with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Most High in Christ.
So do you have a video on this subject, this whole?
Oh yeah. We did a cable show called Adam and Eve Were Not Alone. So if you type in Adam and Eve Were Not Alone and then put
Adam and
ISB.
Eve were not alone?
Yeah. Then you put ISB HPK right after it. Oh, what you got?
Real quick, go to Genesis chapter 5, verse 1. I want you to really pay attention to this, because when you actually read, matter of fact, hold that, but read Genesis 1 and 27 first.
Genesis chapter 1, verse 27. So the Most High created man in his own image. In the image of the Most High created he him. Male and female created he them.
So the Most High created a nation of people, male and female, in his image. Now jump to verse 5 and 1.
Genesis chapter 5, verse 1. This is the book of the generations of Adam. In the day that the Most High created men, in the likeness of the Most High made he him. Male and female created he them.
So it's actually reiterating, like it said in verse 27. It says, this is the book of the generations of Adam. In the day that God created man, in the likeness of God made he him. Male and female created he them. So he's showing you right there. It was a whole nation of people over there. What no? When you go to, that's what remember I said about images? That's the images the church gave you. It shows you the white man with the snake wrapped around the tree, and then they showed you Eve, the white woman with the apple in her hand, next to the tree. That's the image you got in your head. But that's why you got to erase. The only way you're going to really understand the Bible is you got to erase the images that they put in your head. It's like when you join the military, they hook you to a machine. When they want to brainwash you, they flash all these images in your eye. You see it in movies. They flash all the images. You'll kill her. You'll kill her. You'll kill her. You'll kill her. And you'll kill her. Now you got in your image, you got in your mind how to kill. You don't know how to love no more. You don't know how to have compassion. You don't know how to have any of that. You just know how to kill. So when you hear the word 3-4, Charlie, kill mode. You see what I'm saying? They masters of imagery. But that's why he showed you right here. He said, listen, male and female created he them and blessed them and called their name Adam. Wait a minute. Read that again.
Male and female created he them and blessed them and called their name Adam.
Called their name Adam. Adam wasn't a man, just one man. Why would he say called their name? It said male and female created he them and blessed them and called their name Adam. So when you go to church, you got to ask the pastor that. Like, how is Adam the only person on earth when it just said that He created male and female. He blessed them and then called their name Adam.
I don't know.
But I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? That's you gotta think about that.
So
And just in the last part of that, read the last part.
in the day when they were created.
So in that day when they were created, he created male and female. And he called their name Adam.
The Adamites.
The Adamites.
All right, so yeah, they cut us off in the middle of the broadcast for the few of y'all that still was able to catch back up with us. You know, you drop certain information and coincidentally all of a sudden you start having problems. Start having technical difficulties. You start telling Mexicans that they don't have to sign off their citizenship and they can just come here and live according to America's laws. And you know, now they want to shut me down. So it's all good. You know, we'll be back. We'll be on TV. We'll be on cable shows and everything like that. It's not a problem. They can keep doing what they want. We ain't breaking no laws. Telling people the truth. See that? But, you know, they can't send the FBI and they know that it's illegal what we doing. So what they do, cut down the internet. You know what I mean? But, you know, we'll be back in class Mondays, Wednesday from 7 to 10, Friday from 9 to 11:30 p.m. And then Saturday next week, you'll catch us noon to 3 once again. All right, but we're going out to hit these streets. We're going to be street teaching on 2016 Main Street, Houston, Texas. All right, so you can come join us downtown if y'all want to see us in person doing what we do. And, you know, we'll be passing out flyers, giving out literature. We'll be speaking, answering questions there. So y'all can come join us, man. Again, like, share, and subscribe to the videos. If you got any donations you want to give, the account number is the Wells Fargo account under Israelite School of Biblical History, and it's 101-580-6167. All right, and you can just drop whatever money you want to give in there. If you want to donate, like give me that box over there. Hopefully it don't blow up while I'm on the air. Nice. But you know, you got this from Robert Lambert Jr. Man, he donated a lot of stuff last time. We got another box from him here. All right, so if y'all want to do stuff like this, we got brothers and sisters that are sending books, sending papers, pads, canned goods, things like that. Bring those. That's helping in the educational process of your people. All right, we got these new brothers and sisters come. They come in, they don't have no books, they don't have no pads, no paper, nothing like that. They just expecting kind of like a church service. We're able to give them notebooks and pens and books based off of y'all's donations. So for Robert Lambert out there in Brunswick, Georgia, we appreciate that. All right, much love for that. And we're going to say shalom to y'all.
Shalom.
Let me get that out.